The Outlaw's Redemption. In the rugged frontier town of Silver Creek, nestled between rolling hills and endless plains, lived Jim Carver, a man whose name sent shivers down spines. Once a feared outlaw, Jim had turned over a new leaf, settling down as the town's blacksmith. He spent his days forging horseshoes and tools, trying to forget the sins of his past. Not far from his smithy, Clara West, the town's schoolteacher, lived a quiet life. She had known Jim since childhood, back when he was just a reckless boy with a wild heart. Unlike the others in town, she believed that people could change, and she often shared warm words with Jim when others merely scowled at him. One day, a group of strangers rode into Silver Creek. Led by Wade Mercer, a notorious gunslinger, they carried the air of trouble. Mercer had been an old accomplice of Jim's, back when he went by the name Blackjack Carver. The townspeople whispered and cast nervous glances as the gang sauntered through the streets. That evening, as Jim sat by the forge, Mercer approached him with a knowing smirk. "Jim, my old friend, you didn't think you could just walk away, did you?" "I've got no business with you, Mercer," Jim replied, wiping the sweat from his brow. Mercer chuckled. "You always were a dreamer. Listen, we're robbing the Silver Creek Bank tomorrow, and we need someone who knows the land. You help us, or we remind this town exactly who you used to be." Jim's hands clenched into fists. He had spent years trying to bury his past, but he knew what the townsfolk would believe if his name was tied to a crime. "I ain't that man anymore," he said firmly. Mercer's eyes darkened. "Then you'd best pray we don't find other ways to convince you." That night, Jim barely slept. The thought of being dragged back into a world he had left behind filled him with dread. He needed a plan. At dawn, he rode out to the Harper house and knocked on Clara's door. She answered, surprised, but not afraid. "Jim, what's wrong?" "I need your help," he admitted. "Mercer and his men are planning to rob the bank. They want me in on it, and if I refuse, they'll make sure I take the fall." Clara's brow furrowed in thought. "Then we stop them." Together they rode to Sheriff Lawson's office. The sheriff, an aging but sharp-eyed lawman, listened intently as Jim explained the plan. "So you're saying they aim to pin this on you?" Lawson asked, arms crossed. "Yes, and if we don't act first, they'll succeed," Lawson sighed. "I don't like you, Carver, but I reckon I believe you." The sheriff gathered his deputies and set a trap. When Mercer and his gang stormed the bank the next morning, they were met with a hail of gunfire. A fierce shootout erupted, bullets flying across the dusty street. Jim fought alongside the lawmen, his past and present colliding in a battle for his future. When the dust settled, Mercer lay wounded, his gang either captured or dead. As the sheriff shackled Mercer, the outlaw sneered at Jim. "You're a fool, Carver. You think they'll ever see you as anything but a criminal?" Jim glanced around. The townsfolk, once wary of him, now looked on with respect. Clara gave him a small nod, her eyes filled with something he had never seen before: pride. Sheriff Lawson stepped forward. "I'll admit, Carver, you ain't the man you used to be. Maybe it's time we start treating you like the man you are now." For the first time in years, Jim felt something he thought he had lost: hope. He tipped his hat to Clara and smiled. "Maybe it is." And from that day on, Jim Carver was no longer an outlaw, but a man truly redeemed. And that's the end of the story. Hope you learned something new. Thanks for watching.